Hello YouTube, Gallagher123123 here with a very exciting unboxing for you all. But actually, before we get into that, I have a very special announcement. And this is very exciting to me and hard to believe. So the day I am recording this is Friday, October 23rd, 2020, and it is about 8:36 p.m. And 10 years ago today is when I started this channel. And man, has it been an exciting 10 years. Done all kinds of videos, really. Everything from talking watch reviews to calculators, Mac tutorials, and a whole bunch of other stuff. I cannot believe the channel has lasted 10 years, so this video is kind of a special 10-year video. So again, thank you to everyone who has watched the channel over the last 10 years. Thank you to all of you who are subscribed. I really appreciate it. I never thought the channel would be, this well received. I just did it mainly as a curiosity thing. And wow, I'm surprised that and really delighted that all of you like the content that I am producing. So we'll continue kind of celebrating that the rest of this year. But as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, today is Friday, October 23rd, 2020. And those of you who are technology lovers and who watch my channel for tech reasons very likely know that today is the launch of some new Apple products. And in this video, we are going to unbox my third iPhone. But first, in front of me here, I have my two iPhones, my two first iPhones. On the left is my iPhone 6S, which I received from family as a birthday present in 2015. December 2015. And I was very hesitant at first to get an iPhone. I was like, I really don't need it, My iPod Touch does everything I need, and at the time, I was using the Odin VI, which some of you may remember. So I am still very nostalgic towards this iPhone 6S. And it is still in decent shape. I did give it to a family member after I upgraded to the phone on the right, which I'll show you in a minute. But this is still in really good shape, and it is still in working order. So that is my iPhone 6S, 64GB space gray. I think we reviewed that actually in December. I think I did a review of it. So that is there. Put this off to the side. In 2018, I decided to upgrade, once again, to my second iPhone, and it is here in my hands right now. This is a black iPhone XR, and this is still a great phone, and actually, I had doubts about whether or not I would get something else. But a part of the reason I did go ahead with it is that today is the 10-year anniversary of the channel, and I wanted to do something special for you guys. I mean, this phone is still going to get quite a bit of use as it's going to become my beta testing phone. And I'll be using this for all of my iOS beta testing for the remainder of the iOS 14 beta cycle, and very likely iOS 15. So I'm actually excited to have this very modern device to use as a testing device. Now you're probably wondering real quick, I will address it. What am I filming on? I am actually using a used iPhone 8 that I purchased a few months back to use for the iOS 14 beta cycle. And I'm trading that in to get a credit for the phone that we're going to unbox in a few minutes. Okay, one last thing, I promise. I know all of you are just as eager to get into the box as I am. But, as, again, I'm sure a lot of you know, one of the new features of the iPhone 12 series is 5G. So what I wanted to do is do one last speed test of 4G LTE from my iPhone XR. Just want to see if there's a difference. This is only really a little test. It's not anything, I know 5G is brand new. It's just a curiosity thing. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. And I'm going to unlock my iPhone XR with Face ID.
News, widget, stack, button. News, widget,
Now
stack,
I will very quickly go ahead and slow this down.
button, technology, screen recognition, language, headings, containers, hints, speaking rate, 70%, 65%, 60%, 55%.
There we go, that should do it. And I'm now going to ask Siri to turn off Wi-Fi. Turn off Wi-Fi. Yes. Did she do it?
Wi-Fi off. Listen, button.
Wait a minute. She did not talk, and...
News, muted, unmuted.
Oh, that's because my phone was muted. Okay. But Wi-Fi is off, so I'm now going to, again, ask Siri to open speed test.
Alert, location, go, button. Turning on Wi-Fi will improve location accuracy. Settings, OK, button.
I'm just going to OK that.
Speed test, go, button.
And I'm using the speedtest.net app, and I'm going to say go.
Go. Starting ping test. A blue circle with white text on a black back. Ping result, 34 milliseconds, 3.4 milliseconds, chiller. Testing download. A blue circle with white text on a black background. Possible text.
Okay, that is the
Connecting.
new VoiceOver recognition feature that you're hearing chattering there. The new feature in iOS 14 for...
Download result, 32.7 megabits per second.
It's pretty good,
Testing
32.
upload. A blue circle with white text on a black background. Possible text. Connecting.
Okay. 32 Mbps.
Upload result, 32.3 megabits per second. 0% loss.
Okay, that's
Test
a very
complete.
even thing. Now just to
A blue
verify.
circle with what go. 87% battery power. Not charging. LTE.
Yes, we are on LTE. So I'm just going to do
Go.
that one more time.
Go.
I'll turn this down a little bit so you don't have to hear all that chatter.
A blue circle with white text on a black background.
So,
Possible ping result,
I just want to see if we get a consistent speed here on the 10R with LTE. And by the way, I'm using T-Mobile prepaid, for those wondering what carrier this is on.
Download result, 42.2 megabits per second. Testing upload.
Actually,
Circle with white text on a black
I'm actually not sure if I've ever gotten
Connecting.
these high of speeds before from where we are. This is pretty good.
Result, 41.1 megabits per second, 0% loss.
Yeah, it's about 40 up and down, so pretty consistent. Okay.
Hot news, 87% battery power, not charging. LTE, cellular, 4 of 4 bars, signal strength.
And we are getting 4 bars of signal. Alright, let's turn Wi-Fi back on. Turn on Wi-Fi.
Okay, I've turned Wi-Fi on.
And thank you very much.
News,
Okay.
widget, stack, button.
Going to go ahead and put this off to the side. And let's reveal what we are unboxing today. This is an iPhone 12. Now, I pre-ordered a black iPhone 12 128 gig, which is the same as this 10R. So, enough talk. I have been waiting all day to get into this thing. I thought UPS would never arrive with it. So, let's get into it. Going to do my best to describe as much of what I'm doing as possible. Now, I'm going to have to put the phone down at times so I can use both hands. I do not have a tripod. That's an upgrade I should get for our 11th year on YouTube, perhaps. Okay. So, I'm going to put the phone down and remove some of this plastic. And as you heard, that was relatively painless. Okay, so now it's time, the moment we're all been waiting for, including me, to see the inside. Now, one of the things that you may have heard is that there are two items we are not going to find in this box. They are a charger, like a wall brick like this one, or earpods. Almost said AirPods. Okay, let's lift the top of the box very carefully. And I'm going to put it off to the side, off to the top. This is one of the smallest iPhone boxes, by the way, I've seen. And on the top, I am already seeing something that looks mighty fine. And I am feeling it. Whoa. Get my finger in there. Oh my goodness. Absolutely. I have heard that the design of this would look very much like the iPhone 5 or even the 4. And it does. Ooh. Do I like this? Oh my goodness, yes. All right. Oops. Well, let's get the plastic off. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful new phone. Oh my goodness. Let's hold it in my hand. Oh my, it's so light. This is definitely a different feeling in the hand to the iPhone XR. Absolutely. There's a difference. All right. In the box now, the other two items that we'll find are the lightning cable, which is now a new, well, it's now a USB-C to lightning, which means if you have a fast charger, you can just use that to get better speeds. And it feels very much like what you'd expect. And off to the side, we have the printed. Now, I've taken them out because we are going to need our SIM ejector tool. But before we do that, let me put the rest of this box off to the side, cover it back up. Okay, that's perfect. And put it next to me on the floor here. Okay, I'm trying to be very careful. Ooh, oh my god, what did I just do? Okay. Some things almost went flying, but I took care of it. Alright. And now we're going to grab again the XR. Now both of these are supposed to be 6.1 inches. But I can definitely tell that the XR feels taller. And get a good look at the design here. Just for those of you who can see. It's kind of rounded edges there. And one camera hole in the back. is a lot more like, I don't know, squared off maybe? It's a very nice. I mean, I love the design of this. Wow. This is the first time, by the way, I've ordered a phone for launch day delivery. Because, you know, today is the day that the iPhone 12 has hit the market. Again, this is a 128 gig model. Okay, enough, like, talk about it, though. I'm sure you'd like to see this thing in action, and so would I. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and see... Okay, I believe that this is my ejector tool. So this will be in the package if you purchased a SIM-free iPhone, which I did because I do use a prepaid plan. If you buy from a carrier or a carrier model, you may not have this in the box. Okay, I'm going to put the phone down briefly so I can get in here to get the ejector tool out. Okay, the ejector is safely in my hands, and I'm going to put the papers and stuff off to the side. And carefully let you see the ejector. Now, warning, this is very small and very easy to lose, so keep it somewhere safe. The same is true of your SIM card. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to easily show this to you, how to do this, but I'm going to do my best to describe what I am doing. So I'm going to put the iPhone 8 that I'm using to film down for a quick sec, and I'm going to pick up the iPhone XR, which I have off to the side. And I am going to, on the right side of it, towards the kind of below the sleep-wake button, power button, or side button is what they use now, you'll feel kind of a little hole at the very end of that. If you were put a little bit of pressure on that, and hold on, I am
8:54 p.m. One notification.
And you'll feel it kind of when you press in, it gives, and the tray pops out. Now what you want to do is very carefully, and I'm actually going to pick up the 8 so you can see potentially that this is protruding. Yeah, you can't really see that. Maybe I can do this part. And you want to get in there and pull the tray out. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll come back to let you see that. I have done that, and I'm going to put the XR down. Ooh. Now, in my hand, or actually on the table there, you can kind of see the tray. Now, I'm going to do this very carefully because, as you can probably see in my hand there, the SIM card is tiny. So I'm going to remove that from the tray using my very careful finger maneuver. Okay. Just so you can see, the SIM card is on the table now, and I'm going to just insert that tray back into the phone, into the XR. So I have done that, and I'm actually going to keep the XR on the table because we're going to need it, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, next we are going to do the same process to get the tray out of the 12. Okay. So actually, on the iPhone 12, the SIM card tray is on the left side, took me a minute to figure that out, but there it is. So I'm going to pull this out, and it's out and in my hand. So I'm going to now put the card in by trying to line it up that it's as firm in the tray as possible. Now this is a very hard thing to do, and it took me quite a while to learn how to do this. Because it's so small, it's so losable. Like, you could lose this so easily, and I'm always so afraid I will, so I'm actually not going to talk as much while I try to fiddle with this. Okay, I seem to have it, and I'm now going to attempt to very carefully get the SIM card in the tray. If it would kindly cooperate. I'm going to make the final click. And it is in. God, I feel like I'm already getting fingerprints on this. Alright. So, we've done Apple product unboxings before, but what's going to be new about this one is I'm going to be setting this up by having it import my data from another Apple device. So for the iPad Air unboxing and the iPod Touch 7, we just set up as new, but you're going to get to see something a little different this time. And of course, you'll get to see Face ID set up. Alright, let's get into this. I'm going to press and hold the side button, and we will see what happens. I see an Apple logo. Ooh, that looks good. And we're on the setup screen, so you press, on newer phones, you press the, oh my god, that screen is gorgeous. You press the side button 3 times to turn VoiceOver on, so let's do that.
VoiceOver alert. VoiceOver gestures.
Okay, we have this pop-up of VoiceOver gestures.
To go home, slide one finger up from the bottom edge until you feel the first vibration and lift your finger. To use the app switcher, slide up farther from the bottom until you feel a second vibration and lift your finger. If you move too far to the left or right, a rumble vibration will indicate the gesture was cancelled. To use Control Center, slide one finger down from the top edge until you feel the first vibration and lift your finger. To use Notification Center, slide down farther from the top until you feel a second vibration and lift your finger.
That rumble thing sounds new. I wonder if this has a new taptic engine. I guess we'll soon find out.
OK. Button.
So I'm going to OK this.
Hello. Heading.
And
more info. Swipe up to open.
Swipe up to open. So feels the same to me. Okay. So
lift for home. Lift.
You heard the little doot doot.
English. Button.
That was me getting. Well, I'll describe that again.
Select your country or region. Heading.
I just want to check my status bar for a second.
Select your language. 89% battery power. Not charging. Status bar item.
Okay, so this phone has
89%. 89 5G. Status bar item.
Ooh, and hear that. It says we're
Swipe
connected to
down
5G.
with 3 cellular. 4 of 4 bars.
And yes, so I did insert the SIM card
Status
correctly.
bar item.
That's what I wanted to check. Okay.
Swipe United States. Select your country or region. Heading.
Now it wants us to select our country or region. I'm going to swipe right
United
to
States.
United States and double
Button.
tap.
Hello.
Now here is where things are going to go a bit differently.
Quick start. Heading. Bring your current iPhone or iPad near this iPhone to sign in and set up. If your other iPhone or iPad doesn't show options for setting up this iPhone, make sure it's running iOS 11 or later, and has Bluetooth turned on. You can also set up this iPhone manually.
So in the past, we've gone to the
Set up manually button.
Set up manually button, but we're not going to do that this time. So I'm going to try and carefully set this down and pick up the iPhone XR. Now, I do want to apologize. I am going to speed this back up And I apologize because I know it's going to be hard for some of you.
Quick start.
Keep that waking up. But I want it to sync my preferred settings. But I will do my best to repeat back what this is saying.
Button. Alert. No SIM card installed.
We know.
Okay. Button. Calendar. Widget. Stack.
Screen dimmed.
Stay alert.
Dismiss. Button. Set up new iPhone. 50%. 65%. 70%. 75%.
Okay, so I have a pop-up. It says set up new iPhone.
Use your Apple ID.
Okay.
Continue. Button.
It says use my Apple ID to set up this phone.
Continue. Button.
So I'm going to say continue.
Continue.
Waiting for other iPhone.
Hold
Heading.
your phone to the camera.
Now, what it wants me to do is hold the new phone up to the camera. Now, since this is lying flat on the table, we might not have to do that. So I'm kind of holding it, trying to arrange it into the frame. Now, if we can't do that,
Position the pattern in the circle. Authenticate manually. Button.
we can authenticate manually.
Position the pattern in the circle.
But I'd like to try... Okay, I just felt a vibration, and...
Set up new dismiss. Button. Finish on new iPhone.
Okay, it says...
Passcode. 0 of 4 values entered.
Finish on new iPhone.
It's telling me to finish on the new iPhone.
Keep this iPhone near your iPhone while your information is transferred.
And to keep this one nearby while info is transferred. So, let's pick up a 12,
Delete.
and I'm going to put in... Let's see what it wants.
Enter passcode of your other iPhone.
Okay, so it
Heading.
wants the passcode of my old iPhone.
Your account is protected by the passcode of your other iPhone. Your passcode is encrypted and cannot be read by Apple.
It tells us that our
After you
passcode...
enter this passcode, it will also become the passcode for this iPhone.
So it's going to import the passcode, and that's it tells us it's encrypted.
Passcode. 0 of 4 values
So
entered.
I'm going to enter my 4-digit code.
0.
Okay.
Setting up your iPhone.
It says setting up iPhone.
It may take a few minutes to activate your iPhone.
Telling me it may take a few minutes to activate my iPhone. Come on. This thing is just gorgeous. Ooh.
Face ID. Heading.
Okay. Now it wants us to set up Face ID.
iPhone can recognize the unique, three-dimensional features of your face to unlock automatically. Use Apple Pay, make purchases, or subscribe to services from Apple. About Face ID and privacy. Continue. Button.
So it tells us, it can be used to unlock the phone and make purchases and use Apple Pay. And
Continue.
I'm going to say
Button.
continue, or you can
Set up later in settings.
set up later in
Button.
settings.
Continue. Button.
I'm going to continue. Now, I am going to have to move the phone away from the camera so I can move my head around for the setup. So, I apologize in advance, but you'll get to hear at least what it's saying.
Set up later and continue. Button. Animation of a head gently moving in an outward-facing circle.
Okay, actually, maybe I don't need to do it.
How to set up Face ID. Heading. First, position your face in the camera frame. Then move your head in a circle to show all the angles of your face. Get started. Button.
Okay, so I'm going to get started, and I will double tap on get started.
Position your face within the frame. Move iPhone a little lower.
Okay, I'm going to put the iPhone 8 down while I do this, just so I have more room here.
Move head position correctly. Starting first scan. Move your head slowly to complete the circle. 12% complete. 25% completed. Tilt your head up. 38% completed. Tilt your head up and to the left. 62%, 75%, 88% completed. 100% completed. First Face ID scan complete. Continue. First Face ID scan complete.
So on screen it shows a picture. I mean, you heard it guiding me how to move my head. And so that gives you an overview. Sorry, I can't describe it better. I haven't done this in a while. Actually, I don't think I've done it since I set up the 10R.
Continue. Button.
So I'm going to continue.
Move your 12, 25%, 38%, 50%, 62% completed. Turn your head left. 75% completed. Reposition your face within the frame. Move your head slowly to complete the circle. Tilt your head down and to the left. 88% completed. Reposition your face. Move your head slowly to complete the circle. Tilt your head down. Tilt your head down.
Shoot.
Reposition your. Move your head slow. Hold the device in front of your face at a distance of 10 to 20 inches. Move your head slowly to complete the circle. Reposition your head to the center. Reposition your face. Move your head slowly to complete the circle. Reposition your head to the center. Then tilt your head down. Reposition your head to the center. Then tilt your head down. 100% completed.
Okay.
Second Face ID scan. Face ID is now set up.
Okay, so you heard I had a little bit of trouble with the second scan. So hopefully this is set up right. If not, I will redo it. But I hope that gives you some idea as to what you can expect. Okay.
Face ID is now set up.
It says that Face ID is now set up.
Continue. Button.
So I'll say continue.
Alert. Face ID and VoiceOver.
And now it's going to give us some tips since we are using the VoiceOver screen reader.
Face ID has been set up to verify your identity but not require that you look at iPhone to authenticate. This can be changed in Face ID and passcode settings.
So it just tells us that, by default, in most cases, the phone will require that you're really looking at it. That you have attention. But that is turned off because you're using VoiceOver.
Okay.
You can turn it on, though, if you feel you can use it that way. So I'll just say okay.
Face
double tap.
ID is now transfer your data. Heading.
Okay, now it's asking me about transferring data.
You can directly transfer your data during setup, or finish downloading it later.
So we have a few options here.
Transfer from iPhone. Transfer directly so this iPhone will be ready with your data when you finish setting up. Time to transfer, about 1H. Download from iCloud. You can start using your iPhone in about 15 minutes. Your data will download later over Wi-Fi.
So we can tell it to download over iCloud, or we can
transfer from iPhone.
Transfer
iPhone directly so this iPhone will be ready with your data when you finish setting up.
Now I'm going to do the
Time to
iCloud
transfer,
option because I
about
do not have the
1H.
setup. Actually, this one says it'll be a bit quicker anyway, so we'll do the
Download
iCloud.
from iCloud. Other options.
Or you can
Button.
get other options, but we're going to select
Download from iCloud.
Download from
You can
iCloud
start
and double
in
tap.
Progress.
It's probably going to ask us.
Double tap to dismiss pop-up window.
Okay.
Terms and conditions. Heading.
Actually, it's giving us some terms and conditions.
Toolbar. Agree.
So
Button.
I just put my hand towards the bottom of the screen to find agree, and I will double tap.
Agree. Setting up your Apple ID.
And just setting up my Apple ID. So you've noticed, because I've done this, it hasn't asked me for Wi-Fi or anything. That's because it's getting kind of those settings from our good friend, the iPhone XR over here.
Restore your apps and data. Heading.
Okay, so now it's asking us about restoring our apps and data.
Colin's iPhone XR was last backed up on October 23rd, 2020 at 4:25 a.m. Would you like to back up now so you can restore your new iPhone with your most recent apps, data, and settings?
So it's asking us now if we'd like to kind of update the backup so that what we have on the iPhone 12 now will be fully up to date. And I do want to do this. So I'm going to swipe right and see my options.
Update backup before restoring. Button.
And that's what we're going to want, update backup before restoring.
Restore from October 23rd, 2020 backup. Button.
Or we can restore from that.
Choose other backup or don't restore.
Or
Button.
we can say don't restore.
Update backup before restoring. Button.
But I want to update before restoring, so I will double tap.
Update back settings from your backup. Heading.
Now, on the XR here,
This iPhone has started a new backup cell. Your Wi-Fi will use up to 10 hours of data. Stay connected to Wi-Fi and power to make sure the backup can be completed.
it's telling me that a new backup has been started,
Update. This iPhone has started a new backup cell. Your Wi-Fi will use up to 10 hours of data.
so that the new phone will be up to date.
Stay connected to Wi-Fi and power to make sure the backup can be completed.
And it's telling me to stay connected to Wi-Fi and power to ensure the backup can be completed. Now the XR is charged enough that I think I'll just leave it unplugged. It might be better to plug it in, and actually, you know what? I'm going to carefully set the iPhone 12 down, put the iPhone 8 down, 3 iPhones here, this is crazy, and plug in.
Screen dim.
No, don't go to sleep. I'll take care of you in a minute. Plug in the iPhone XR. And there we go. Okay. Ooh, that's so much easier to pick up. Alright.
You can restore the following settings from Cullen's iPhone XR or customize them individually.
Okay, so it's going to give us some settings that we can either change here or
Learn more. Button.
take what's already here on the
Allow
10R.
Siri to use your voice input, contacts, and location to process your requests.
So allow Siri to use our
Allow
voice
Siri to use your
recordings
voice
and
input. Allow maps and other apps to use your location with your permission. Share analytics and diagnostics with Apple.
And share analytics with Apple.
Continue. Button.
So you can say continue or
Customize settings.
or customize. I just want to get this set up. So let's say continue.
Continue. Button. Continue.
Okay, let's see what it wants us to do now.
Add cards to Apple Pay to send card-related information. Add
Okay,
cards to
add
Apple
cards
Pay
to
to
Apple
send money
Pay.
to friends and make secure payments in apps, on the web, and in stores using NFC. Card-related information, location, and information about device settings and use pattern. Photo of person using Face ID with Apple Pay.
Okay, just let's
Apple
focus
Pay.
a little
Add
bit.
card-related information, location, and information about device settings and use patterns will be sent to Apple and may be shared together with account information with your card issuer or bank to set up Apple Pay. See how your data is managed. Continue.
So
Button.
we can continue or
Set up later in wallet.
set up
Button.
later in a wallet. And that's what I'm going to choose because this is a bit of a process that I would rather do off camera.
Apple Watch. Heading.
Okay, now since I have an Apple Watch, it is asking me about it.
Do you want to use Cullen's Apple Watch with this iPhone?
So it's asking me if I'd like to use my Apple Watch with my iPhone. And I would.
Search on your iPhone.
Okay, let's see what this one is saying to us.
Your Apple ID can now be used to set up your iPhone. Okay, button.
Okay, it's telling us just finishes everything now on the new phone, so.
Apple Watch. Heading. Do you want to use Cullen's Apple Watch with this iPhone?
Okay, so it's asking if I want to use my Apple Watch, and I do.
A photo of an Apple Watch. Continue.
So I can
Button.
say continue or
Set up later.
set up
Button.
later. I'll just do it.
Continue.
So
Button.
continue.
Continue. Improve Siri and dictation. Heading.
And we can now improve Siri and dictation.
Help improve Siri and dictation by allowing Apple to store your audio interactions with Siri, dictation and translate on this iPhone, and on any connected Apple Watch, Apple TV or HomePod. Apple may review a sample of stored audio. You can change this later in the settings for each device. About improve Siri and dictation. Button. Share audio recordings. Button. Not now. Share audio recordings.
Okay, so it's asking us if we
Button.
want to share our audio recordings with Apple to help improve dictation, Siri, and the new Translate service that was introduced in iOS 14, and I don't mind sharing. I like to help. So I will say
Share audio recordings.
share audio recordings and
Share-
double tap.
Back button. App analytics.
App
Heading.
analytics. This is going to be if we want to send app analytics to developers.
Help app developers improve their apps by choosing to share app activity and crash data with them through Apple. You can change your decision later in settings.
And we can change this in settings.
About app share with app developers.
I'm just going to say
Button.
share with app
Share
developers.
with app restore from iCloud. Heading.
And now we're at the restore from iCloud stage.
Progress. 0%. Progress. Restore progress. 0%.
Okay, once this gets going, this shouldn't take too long. 'Cause this is the part where it's actually getting the settings. That's getting the settings from the 10R. And it's going to copy them over. So eventually, and I do apologize, my speech rate is going to speed up to match where it currently is set
2%.
on the iPhone XR. Now, this is going to take a few minutes, I think.
Restore progress. 2%.
So I'm going to put phones down. and I will come back and keep monitoring this while this is completed. I'm back, and this just announced that it was at 93%, and it is rebooting. So in a second, I expect this to come up talking again, and hopefully we will be done with the setup. This is just absolutely stunning, this phone. Okay, it does feel a little hot, I am observing. But that's because it is, restoring and doing that kind of work. Okay, the progress bar just went away, and it has copied my pictures, I can see, for the wallpaper. So let's unlock this.
9:25 p.m. Try again.
And yes, I'm going to unlock it.
Button.
And my Face ID worked.
Alert. Enter the Google password for opening double quotation mark colon dot galactic.
Okay.
Button. Cancel. Button. Settings. Button. Cancel. Button.
I'm going to cancel these. It's going to ask me for the passwords for all my emails.
Button. Alert. Use. Button. Not now. You are currently using Colin's iPhone XR to share your location. Use this iPhone when sharing your location.
And so it was asking me about my emails. Now it's asking me if I want to start using this phone to share my location. Hold on 1 second. So I just had to deal with a few pop-ups on my iPhone 8 here. And my Apple Watch is asking for my password. So I'm going to type that in, my passcode, because it was asking me if I'd like to set it up. And I've said to go ahead. And also my iPhone 12 was receiving some of my college emails.
You are currently using Colin's iPhone XR to share your location and find my
And
message.
okay, so we're back to this. It's asking me if I'd like to use my iPhone 12 as my device for sharing location, which I would.
You are not now. Button. Use. Button.
So I'm going to tell it to use.
News. Widget. Stat. Button.
And give it a few seconds here, but I think we're good to go.
Social folder. 7%. Education folder. Blindness apps folder. 5 apps.
So all my folders are here. Blindness apps,
Education folder. 3 apps.
education,
Entertainment folder. 10
entertainment,
apps. Safari.
Safari,
Finance folder. 8 apps.
finance,
Productivity folder. 3 apps.
productivity,
Social folder. 8%. 8 apps. 8 new items.
social,
Settings. 1 new item.
settings.
Page 1 of 3. Adjust.
And my widgets are here.
Page 1 of 3.
So we are set up, I do believe. Now, a few more things. Well, let me see if the iPhone XR is looking for us to do anything. So I'm just going to lock my 12. And we'll come over here.
Your Apple ID and phone number are now being used for iMessage and FaceTime on your iPhone. If you recently signed into Colin's iPhone XR, you can ignore this notification.
And this is telling me that if I signed into... It's calling it Colin's iPhone XR because it copied the name over from my XR, but I'm going to change that. It's telling me that I recently signed into a new phone.
Okay, button.
And I want to say that yes, it's okay. That's fine.
Finish on. Your Apple ID can now be used to set up your new iPhone.
And it says my
Your Apple ID can now be used to set up your new iPhone.
Apple ID can now be used. Okay, that's the prompt from before, so we can just
Button.
say okay to that.
Calendar. Widget. Stack. Friday, October 23rd.
And there we are. The new phone is set up, and it is currently downloading my apps. So if I go ahead...
9:29 p.m.
Whoa, that's fast Face ID. Whoa.
Widget. Stat. Button.
So-
Alert. Apple Watch was not paired.
Oh, what? Okay, it's telling me my Apple Watch was not paired. Let's see.
Your Apple Watch could not be paired with this iPhone. You can try to pair again and confirm on your Apple Watch. Close. Button. Try again. Button.
Alright, let's try again.
News. Widget. Stat. Button.
Okay, so my Apple Watch is chiming and vibrating. So let's see. So yes, it's asking me if I want to pair with new phone. Yes, I do. And it wants my passcode, so I'll type that in. And it has stopped buzzing, so I'm assuming that may have worked. Okay. But I think that's it for now, except for one last part. Oops. God, I feel so bad. This table is kind of hard, and it's when you're using one hand, it's hard to be totally gentle. Now, actually, I'm going to unplug the 10R, so I think it's done. And I'm going to do two things. I'm going to let you get a quick look again at the hardware for both phones. For those who can see, there's the 10R. Wonderful phone. Starting to show a little bit of wear and tear, though. Have had this almost 2 years, but not as much as the 6S has on it. And here's the 12. And it's, I'm already starting to see some fingerprints, which brings me to the next part of the video. I purchased a case for it, and we are going to put the case on in the video and see what we think. And here is the case. Now, I did open it already. Actually, the case came Wednesday, but I opened it yesterday, and I just couldn't resist. I'm sorry, y'all, but to me, this was kind of a preview of what to expect the phone to look like. Now, this, I kind of am not remembering the brand name, but this is the case I've been using with the iPhone XR, you know, the same design, and the 6S. And what I like about this is it's a wallet case, so it's got a spot on the back for credit cards, and to me that's very handy. If people want more info, I can get it to them, but they make this case for the 10R, the 11, I'm sure, the 6S, because I've had those, but I'm sure they make them for a lot of the iPhones. Now, I'm hoping this fits. I really wanted to have a case for when this phone arrived because I do care about the safety of my devices. So let me see. I'm going to attempt to put this in the case. And I'll be back when I either have it or don't. Okay, after the video, I'm going to have to see if this works perfectly or not. I don't know. Something doesn't seem quite right about this case. So I may need to get something else. Crud. Alright, well, for now, that is the unboxing and setup of the iPhone 12. Now, once I give this time for apps to download, which I do want to show.
Passcode field, 0 4 values entered. News, widget, stat, button, alert, Apple Watch was not paired. Your Apple Watch could close, button.
Alright, I'm going to close that for now, about the Apple
widget,
Watch.
Stat, button. Social folder, 9%, 8 apps, 66 new items.
So, if we go into a folder, I just want to show you.
Social, heading, Discord, loading, 33%, Dystopia, loading, in iCloud. Facebook, loading, 42%. Facebook, loading, 50%.
Facebook and all these apps.
LinkedIn, 58 new items.
Okay, I have some of these.
Messenger, 8 new, Twitterific. WhatsApp, waiting.
But they are downloading. So it may take a little bit before I get
widget,
all
stat,
my apps.
button.
But they are being downloaded. Now, once this is done, I will come back and we will do a 5G speed test because I am very much curious to see what kind of speeds we get, if they're any different. Again, they may not be. 5G is still relatively new. Well, it is new. But for now, that is the unboxing and setup of my iPhone 12. Thank you for watching, and again, real quick, thank you so much to all of you who continue to watch the channel. Those of you who are new, please subscribe, and to all of you who still are subscribed after 10 years, wow, thank you. Okay, well that's it for now. Stay tuned, more content on the way. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Alright, this is a little follow-up and another part to the iPhone 12 unboxing and setup video. I want to give you my experience so far with 5G, which is one of the new features of the iPhone 12. My experience has been pretty interesting, actually. So, now again, I just want to kind of make this as a disclaimer, 5G is very new, so it's still being built and rolled out, and I am on T-Mobile, so my experience may be 100% different from what others have, or it could be the same. So I'll just tell you a bit about what I'm noticing here, and we'll do a few speed tests. So it's actually very interesting. I've been finding over the last while, it's currently now about 1:30 p.m. on Saturday afternoon now. So this is a good few hours after the first part of the video that was recorded. And I've been doing several speed tests over the last few hours, and I've been finding that on 5G I'm getting very much of a similar speed to LTE. It's almost the same. So I'm not really seeing, at least here, much of a difference. Now, let's go ahead and give that a test. So I'll go ahead and unlock the iPhone.
News, widget, stack, button.
And I will...
Screen recognition. Heading not found. Language. Headings. Containers. Heading not found. Hints. Speaking rate.
I will
65%. 55%.
slow that down for you. And I'm going to go first into settings.
Settings.
And actually, I'll show
Settings.
you where you go to get to the...
Cellular data options. Cellular data options. Cellular back. Cellular.
I'll show you where to go to get to the
Settings. Back button. Settings.
5G
Heading.
settings. So you want to go into settings and then go to cellular.
Wi-Fi. Bluetooth. Cellular button.
There it is. I'll double tap.
Cellular data on.
And you want to go to the next option, which says
Cellular data options. Roaming on button.
cellular data options, and my roaming is on. Actually, not sure why I have it that way.
Data roaming on. Voice and data. 5G auto button.
And there it is, voice and data.
Voice and data. 5G auto button.
You have 5G auto, and there are a few other choices, so we'll go in
5G
here. You have 5G on,
Selected. 5G auto.
5G auto,
LTE.
or you can go back to LTE, like full time.
5G on uses 5G whenever it is available, even when it may reduce battery life. 5G auto uses 5G only when it will not significantly reduce battery life.
And it gives you a little explanation that using 5G on will always use 5G if it's available. But auto will help save your battery life. And auto, I think, is probably the best option to go with. But we'll see as the days progress here. I've only had this a few hours now.
LTE selected. 5G on.
But for this test, I'm going to select
Selected. 5G on.
5G on. So
Settings.
let me just make sure we're not on
Widget,
Wi-Fi. I
stack,
don't believe we
button.
are.
96% battery power. Not charging. Status bar item. 5G.
Yep, it says we're on 5G. So let's open speed test. Okay, just had
Speed
Siri
test.
open
Test
speed
results.
test.
Go. Button.
And I'll say go to start my next test.
Go. Starting ping test. A blue screen with black
And
text.
I'm going to do 3 tests each.
Ping result. 19 milliseconds. 12 milliseconds jitter. Testing download. A blue screen with black text. Download result. 93.8 megabits per second.
Now that's high.
Testing
I've only
upload.
gotten one
Upload
other
screen with
speed
black
that
text.
high. 93 for download. Let's see what the upload. Been getting about 40 for upload. Let's see if we get about that.
Upload result. 35.6 megabits
Yeah,
per second.
okay, it's around the
0%
range
lost.
I've been getting for
Test
upload.
complete. A blue screen with go button.
Okay, I'm gonna do that one more time. Or 2 more times, actually. So, as you heard there, we had the 93 down and 35 up.
Go. Starting ping test. A blue screen with black text. Ping result. 19 milliseconds.
But I bet
6
I'm not
milliseconds
gonna get
jitter.
as high this
Testing
time.
download. A blue screen with black text.
Let's see. Oh, maybe we will.
Download result. 94.9 megabits per second.
Actually, now I'm getting
Testing
consistent,
upload. A blue screen with black text.
you know, in the 90s download. That was not happening earlier.
Upload result. 33.7 megabits per second. 0% loss.
Okay, and then consistent,
complete.
you know,
A blue screen
download
with
in the,
go,
or
go
upload in the
button.
30s. Let's try this one more time, And then I'm going to switch
Starting
over
ping
to
test. A blue
LTE and
screen
we'll
with
see what
black
we
text.
get.
Ping result, 26 milliseconds, 3 milliseconds jitter. Testing download, a blue screen with black text.
Okay, that's not... Oh, there it goes.
Download result, 112 megabits per second.
Holy, whoa.
Testing upload, a blue screen with black text.
Now that's high. I mean, that's almost as good as my Wi-Fi
Upload
there.
result, 41.1 megabits per
And
second.
41
0% loss.
up.
Test complete.
So we got 112
A blue
down,
screen with
41
go.
up. Alright, let's switch over to
Settings.
LTE this time.
Settings.
And again, I'm going
Settings.
to do
Voice
3
and data.
tests there.
Select 5G LTE. Selected LTE.
Okay.
Settings. 96% battery LTE. Cellular LTE.
Okay, and
Cellular 4 of 4 bars. Signal strength.
yes, I'm getting 4 of 4 bars. Again, I'm on T-Mobile. Open speed test. Alright, let's do this again.
Go button. Go. Starting ping test.
Now, the funny thing could be that we get those same high numbers here on LTE.
37 milliseconds. 0.
And it looks like we might be.
Testing download. A blue screen with black text. Download result 95.3 megabits
Yeah,
per
look at
second.
that. We're getting the same
Testing upload.
speeds.
A blue screen with black text. Upload result 44.9 megabits per second.
Actually, that's
0%
even
loss.
slightly better
Test
upload.
complete. Go button.
So it's kind of, see, that's exactly what I've been experiencing. It's been kind of odd.
Go. Starting ping test. A screenshot of the weather.
I mean, I've
forecast.
heard
A
that
blue screen with
before,
black text. Ping result,
that people have
37
gotten
milliseconds.
similar
0.78
speeds.
milliseconds jitter.
But I guess I
Testing
always
download.
figured
Blue
5G
screen
would be
with black
slightly
text.
better. Oh, wait a minute. That does not look like it's getting as high.
Download result 60.3 megabits per
Yeah, that
second.
time I just got a 60
Test
download.
upload. A blue screen with black text. Upload result 35.7 megabits per second.
That time I got
0%
60
loss.
down, 35 up.
A screenshot of a
Let's
go.
try
Go.
one more.
Go. Starting ping test. A blue screen with black text. Ping result 29 milliseconds. 4.6 milliseconds jitter. Testing download. A blue screen with black text.
So it's actually starting to look like maybe there is a slight difference. But again, that's the key word here, is it's slight.
Download result 60.6 megabits per second.
Yeah,
Testing upload. A blue
okay.
screen with black text.
I may actually do one more LTE test.
Upload result 29.4 megabits per second. 0% loss. Test complete. Go button.
And one more. I will do one more.
Starting ping test. A screenshot
Probably
of the
eating
weather
through my
forecast.
data
A blue
plan.
screen
It's a
with
nice
black text.
small
Ping
plan.
result 34 milliseconds. 2.3 milliseconds jitter. Testing download. A blue screen with black text. Download result 61.0 megabits per second.
Okay, so yeah, now I'm getting
Testing upload.
consistently
A blue screen with
61
black text.
on LTE. So maybe that first time. I don't know. This is
Upload
just...
result 25.9 megabits per second. 0% loss. Test complete. A
Okay,
blue
so
screen
yeah,
with
we're
black
getting
text. Go button.
more
Settings.
lower speed
News.
when I'm using
Widget.
LTE.
Settings.
Now I'm just going to go back in here
Selected. At 5G auto.
and put this back on
Selected.
5G auto,
auto.
which is my preferred setting.
5 voice and data. Heading. Cellular data options. Back. Settings.
Okay.
News. Widget. Stack.
Now
Button.
just, I will, for your comparison, let you see kind of the Wi-Fi speeds I'm getting. Turn on Wi-Fi.
Okay, I've turned Wi-Fi on.
Thank you.
News. Widget. Stack. Apps with set. Speed test. Active. Speed test. Speed
Okay.
test. Test results. Download speed. Go. Button.
So let's do this one
Go.
on Wi-Fi now.
Starting ping test. A blue screen with black text.
Oops, I should have checked to make sure we were connected.
Ping result 10 milliseconds. 2.6
Oh, but I can
milliseconds.
tell we
Jitter.
are based on...
Testing download. A blue screen with black text. Download result 275 megabits per second.
Yeah,
Testing
okay.
upload. A blue screen with upload result 12.0 megabits per second.
So
Packet
as you're
was not
hearing,
available.
actually, my download, of course, is higher
Test
on
complete.
Wi-Fi.
A blue screen with black text. A screen.
But-
Settings.
Um,
Home. News. Widget. Stack. Button.
but the upload, actually. I'm getting better upload on cell data. Okay, well that's that. Really quickly, one thing I wanted to address, because I remember I said it in the unboxing, is I would try and describe how to use the home command for those who had newer iPhones.
Settings.
So basically how this works, I'm not going to go
Settings.
too much
Cellular
into it,
data options. Back button.
but if you put your finger at the bottom, you'll hear a little click. Sorry, just waiting for that clock to finish chiming. So then when you slide up, whoops, you'll hear another
Lift for
one.
home. Lift for home.
It's actually telling you to lift for home. But if you go up again, you'll hit the app switcher, and then go down, you're back at home.
Lift for home. Settings. News. Widget. Stack. Button.
And you can do a similar thing at the top.
Button.
Oops.
Lift for control center.
And one click, or the lower click is for control center, and the
Lift
higher
for notification.
is
Lift
for notification center.
Notification center. Twitter. 144.
So,
News. Widget. Stack. Button. Next widget.
oops,
Dock. Edit mode. 94%. 60, 70%. 75%.
speed my speed up again, because we're done. That is my complete now unboxing and setup video, and a little test of 5G on my brand new iPhone 12. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I've been really excited about bringing this to you, especially realizing that the new phone would arrive the day that my channel turned 10. So again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you found this enjoyable, and stay tuned because I do have a lot of good content on the way. I know it's sometimes a long time in between videos, but I hope you find anyway that they're worth the wait. Okay, well, that's it for this video, and just for a throwback, I'll say Gallagher123123 signing off.
We hope you have enjoyed this video. If so, please subscribe for more, and feel free to comment. Also, you can follow me on Twitter, at Gallagher123123. Thank you for watching, and we will see you soon.